Hey yo, it's time. I hate to say it, but it's hammer time, boys. He's here. We need to get into the max punishes. But before I do, a quick thank you to Ubisoft for providing me the early access. And a thank you to all the new subs that have been coming in recently. I really appreciate the support. So, without any further ado, on a guard break, you get a side heavy for 25 damage. Either side will work, obviously. The top heavy is actually a little slower and does 30 damage, so you can get that off a wall throw. Just watch your throw distance and make sure you buffer that a little bit. If you press the light attack button immediately after getting a guard break, you'll do a knee to the gut, which drains stamina and guarantees a light opener for 16 damage. Obviously, the side heavy or a wall throw would be more damage overall, but stamina drain can't be understated, especially if they're close to being exhausted. This character is just way more threatening when the opponent is out of stamina, and it actually knocks them over if they are out of stamina. On a heavy parry, you could get a light opener for 16 damage, a zone for 18 damage, but your bread and butter is going to be the parry counter. You press the guard break button immediately after getting the parry, and that guarantees a light finisher for 18 damage. Now, this move is significant as well because it knocks them down when they're out of stamina, which would guarantee your 50 damage punish. On a light parry, you get a top heavy for 30 damage. Make sure you buffer that. The timing is pretty tight because the top heavy is a little slow. Alright, out of stam time. This is where the hammer boy really does shine. The easy answer on a guard break throw or any knockdown is just to do your 50 damage hammer slam. It's easy, good amount of damage, gets the job done. Now, the benefit of Hulda's kit here is that all the melee moves cause knockdowns. So you saw the neutral, gut punch, the one in chain, and even that guard break knee that we were going over a little bit earlier. But there is a more complex punish out there, but it's going to take quite a bit of practice to get the timing down. I have so much footage of me failing and testing this punish in different scenarios that it would make your head spin. So let's jump into the success. Wait, I actually think I'm going to get it here on the next one, but the concept is you whiff the light attack and do an unblockable finisher on the opponent's wake up, which knocks them back down and guarantees your 50 damage slam for an 80 damage punish. The reason this works is because if the heavy unblockable finisher hits the opponent when they're out of stamina, it'll knock them down. This also works for out of stam parries, and an easier method would be to unlock, relock, do the light attack, and then go into the heavy finisher. It's not necessary, but it seems to be the most consistent way to get this punish. So this punish is going to take you a little bit of practice, but remember, you always have just your normal 50 damage heavy slam if you're in a bind. Alright, let's go through the rest of the kit here. He's got every variation of the 2-hit chain, so light, light into heavy. The light finishers are undodgeable, and the heavy finishers are unblockable, and they stagger, so you have the potential to get a wall splat for some more damage. Usually a light attack to keep it safe, but a side heavy will work depending on your position. The heavy openers do have uninterruptible stance, and like I said, those light finishers are undodgeable. So you see we got the wall splat. You can go into a side heavy or reset you to neutral, so depending on how much distance they staggered, you can get either a heavy or just a light. The Jormungandr has 2 bashes, one from neutral, you press back and the guard break button at the same time, same input as a toe stab. He also has one in chain, so you can do it after a light or a heavy. His lights are uninterruptible on block, so you can keep chaining off of those. And remember, these melee moves do knock down opponents that are out of stamina, so you can kind of keep the chain going. Now, the neutral bash will allow you to chain, but it doesn't guarantee any damage. The one in chain, you are unable to chain off that, and again, guarantees no damage. So the only bash that really guarantees damage is that parry counter. The last two parts of his kit here, the zone attack, like I mentioned earlier, does 18 damage, but it does count as a chain starter. He also has a dodge forward heavy that gets hyper armor pretty quick and tracks very well. It also has a soft feint, so you can soft feint it into GB. Unfortunately, it's not super useful because you're not really forcing your opponent to need to dodge, but again, it's a really good catcher for people who are trying to disengage. Rolling is not going to be as prevalent this season, but this is a good chase down tool nonetheless. And it also starts chains, so you can keep what little flow you have going off of that one. And that pretty much covers all of your options with the Jormungandr here. Again, the key really is to get them out of stamina, be as unpredictable as possible. Those unblockable heavy finishers and bashes are very threatening when out of stamina. Not the hardest to deal with, but still decent out of stam pressure. And with that, we're going to call it a video. I hope you found it useful. I hope it helps you hit the ground running when the new season drops on August 1st. I'm going to put a link to the patch notes in the description. If you haven't read them yet, I highly recommend it. A lot of balance changes are coming to the game. The new hero hype is real, but I'm very excited for the balance patch above all. And as always, I'm going to be streaming the new season over on Twitch. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. I'm at LightBoogey over there, just like the YouTube. So with that, good luck this season, gamers. See you on the battlefield.